Hi everybody, we got a video for you today to explain our new rear torsion bar setup for the midgets. So when you buy this, it'll come packaged, you'll get an instruction sheet, tells you how to put it on. So a couple things about this. This is going to take place of the rear bar that's in the chassis. So when you get the instructions out, the first thing it's going to do is to tell you to remove this. So you're going to want to take that out, and then this is going to take the place of it. So this is a plastic piece, has brass tubes in there, and then these are piano wire, and these are going to basically become your springs. So to install these, I got a car that's halfway disassembled here. So this bar, like I said, you're going to take this bar out of the back, and it's two screws right here, one on this side, one on this side. Just take those out, and this bar will drop off. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the torsion bar setup, and the wires will go in some small little holes that are right underneath the axle tubes on each side. And when you put this in there, you're going to want to line the wire up with those two little holes, and you're going to have to fiddle with it a little bit because they're small, the holes are small and the wire is small. But once you get that lined up, then just make sure the brass tubes go into these C-shaped pockets on the bottom of the chassis, right here and right here. And then you're going to take the screws that you took out of the crossbar, simply put those back in, and you'll have to move that around a little bit, get that lined up, and then just put the screw all the way in, tighten it down. Don't over tighten it, it will strip out, so just tighten it down until it's snug. And one thing you'll notice when you tighten one side down, you'll notice that there's a gap over here on the chassis. We made this bar across here a little bit shorter for a reason. As you can tell, this bar over here, the left side rod or left side wire is very close to the chassis. So we needed to gain a little bit more room so you could put the screw back in there. So what it's going to do is it's going to draw the back of the chassis together just a little bit. And that's by design. It's not going to hurt the car any. It'll be just fine when you tighten it up. But you can see it gives it a little bit more room on the left side there. So after you get that installed, get both screws put in, then you're going to adjust the adjuster screws. And the best way to do this, to put some tension on this, because they come all the way untightened so that the bars are completely free. Just push the rear end all the way up, and then just tighten each one of these down, and you'll see the right side start to come down. And just as it comes all the way down, stop right there. You do the same with the left side. And as that comes down, just stop. And that'll be a good starting point. You'll have to adjust this when you get the tires and wheels put back on, all that kind of stuff. And then just make sure everything operates free, just like that. Just make sure it's, there's no bind or anything. These wires are pretty small, so they do move around a little bit. The wires, when we do send them, we try to get them as flat as possible, but if there is a little bit of tweak in them, if you run out of adjuster screw, like you can see this left side is way up there, so this one might not be quite flat. You can take those out and you can actually tweak the wire a little bit. They're just piano wire, so you can tweak it, and then that way you don't have to, you don't have the adjuster screws so far up there. Like I said, when you put this on the car, it's going to drive a little bit different, so get used to it, play around with it. One thing you will have to do is when you put the shocks back on the car, you will notice that we don't have the spring on there. So you're gonna be able to take the shock, take it off the car, take the spring keeper off the bottom, and then take the spring off, set those aside, keep those in case you ever want to go back to it, and then your shock is just going to be your damper. And then when you put it back on the car, it's going to look just like this because these torsion bars are now your spring. So make sure you do that. The other thing you're going to have to do is on the tail tank, you're going to have to clearance the bottom of it just a little bit. So when you put the tank back on there, it fits on there, you got some clearance for those screws. So make sure you do that as well. And that's in the instructions as well. So that's the new rear torsion bar setup. Like I said, it's a pretty unique part for the cars. Makes the car work really good. Gives it a different feel. Lets you have some more tuning options. So have fun with it. Let us know. Send us some emails. Let us know how it's working for you. If you have any questions on it, please send us an email or post something on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll answer your questions. Make sure you keep following our website, our social media pages for new updates. We got a lot of new things coming in the future for you. And have a lot of fun with this. And thanks for watching.